Welcome back, tribe. It's a beautiful Sunday morning in Bucharest. Headed to a cafe to grab a matcha latte. I've given up coffee, but we'll be talking about safety in Eastern Europe and a couple other topics. I just wanted to show you guys around. It's a brand new building being built. It's gonna look very nice. Here's just some of the surroundings behind me. But I was seeing an article recently about something I didn't want to cover on YouTube because it'll get censored, but the 3 little girls that were stabbed, that were doing a little dance recital by a migrant. And I just wanted to show the stark contrast between like safety in Western Europe, America, and Eastern Europe, what it's like walking around, going to the park, you know, the things you see outside, out and about, man, every day. So it's a Sunday. A lot of people are still at church right now. Might not be as packed as it would get later. But we're gonna take a little tour and see what you guys think. So this is a path I take pretty much every day, usually in the mornings to grab a coffee, but since I've given that up, I'm on the matcha kick now. So you'll see this is just a big park by the place where I live, and it's nice, clean. You'll notice that there's not a lot of trash around or crazy shit like needles or homeless encampments. It's mostly going to be families. Hopefully Sunday is packed at the park. It's the summer, so most of Europe is probably in the coast cities, enjoying some beautiful weather on the beaches before inevitably winter comes. And then it gets very ugly in Europe, and then everybody here runs away, far away. Doesn't look too busy. Just a few people out having nice meals. Here's some more terraces. Yeah, everything's empty. It's too hot and too early. But it's absolutely beautiful when this place gets busy. Right in front of the lake. So it's just terrace after terrace after terrace. Anyways, so if you haven't been paying attention or living under a rock recently, you should have seen that there's a bunch of riots going on in the UK right now because of the stabbing. It's kind of spreading everywhere from what I've seen on X. There's also been counter protesters, so a bunch of immigrants have gotten together, from what I've seen, and with knives and everything. There's videos of the police telling them that if they have weapons on them and the police are coming to arrest them, that they can discard their weapons at mosques, something of that nature. But anywho, I'll let you guys see the craziness of what's going on over on X. There's so many videos covering what's going on, things that are getting suppressed across news media and other platforms, of course. But regardless, as you're walking with me over here to get a matcha, it's just so peaceful, man. So quiet, so clean. You don't have to worry about a single thing. At least for Romania specifically, I know it gets like a really bad reputation, and maybe rightfully so back in the 90s or maybe early 2000s. But what I'm seeing living here, everybody that's come here to visit is in a complete state of shock. It's nothing like you would expect. Nothing. All the propaganda that you've been told, you know, like Eastern communist shithole. I mean, look, like nothing matches. It's insane just how different everything is compared to what we've been told growing up. You know, and I hadn't been here since I was a kid. Obviously, what they were saying before was true. But when you contrast that with what's going on in the West, some of the major cities in America alone, it's fucking maddening, dude. This walkway right now that we're on, if this was America, there would be homeless encampments everywhere. There'd be people probably shooting up drugs. I mean, you know what it looks like. It's dystopian as fuck. Especially in major cities in America. Even some smaller towns are starting to get overrun like that. And you come here and look, it's super family friendly. It's clean is the most shocking thing. There's trash cans like every 50 feet when you're walking just to make sure you don't litter. And people have a sense of unity, I guess nationalism, whatever you want to call it. They care about their community and they keep it clean because it's so family oriented. And the amount of families you see here is just crazy. Seems like everybody has a kid. You know, families are everywhere. I guess people are invested in their future here. And there's some camaraderie, I guess some brotherhood, something. It's your kid, it's your people. It feels close, I guess, in a way. It's like you turn on the TV and you see riots. You see looting. You see a ton of crime, like heinous stuff just happening. And then you just kind of step out the door here in Eastern Europe and you're like, oh yeah, look at this, what a beautiful day. Look. Dude, look, I'll just walk forward here. I won't even go in the park because it's just packed with families and their kids. I mean, you can see all the little kids around, all the families, but that's basically the vibe, if you want to call it that. That's the scenario you're going to see when you come out here. It's very common. I guess when you live in a society where people have something to live for, where they have seeds planted, when their legacy is right in front of them, little babies, I guess you do care more about what's happening around you. As opposed to in America, we're just so loosely connected. Our networks are kind of a facade, if you will. We have friends on the internet, but what kind of connection is that? Most people in America don't even know who their neighbor are. If you live in a huge apartment complex, you probably have never even spoken to your neighbor. And that's how crazy disconnected we are there. Why would people be invested in their community? You could spend $2,000 to live in a dump full of crime-ridden communities and homeless everywhere, and the streets not even paved right, and potholes and shit, and crumbling infrastructure, and nothing like this. This would be considered an upper class area of America, and you'd be paying thousands of dollars just to live here. Here it's just normal. You could find places for 400, 500 euros a month. That's the same in dollars, $500, $600, same thing. Will get you a really nice place, fully furnished most likely. And this is just a chill day, Sunday, nothing to report about. No protests, no crime, no loud people making noise, no crazy deranged, like mentally ill people on the street, no druggies. If you see a homeless person here and there, maybe, we might see one on the way to coffee, or matcha, excuse me. I highly doubt it. I've maybe seen one or two. That's it. Where are the tents? Where's the dirt, the grime, the encampments? The poverty. This is a poor country by comparison, guys. It's not like their budgets are massive. It's just people are taking care of the little that they do have. You got super bloated city budgets in America and everything is fucking falling apart. Where's all the money going? Where's all the taxes? People aren't feeling like the government is working for them anymore, because it's not. And you can see it just how angry the population is. You could raise a family here and do well. Live well above your means. Your earning potential here is 10x if you can come with a Western salary, of course. It's harder on the local salaries, yes. But if you're gonna do the expat lifestyle, taking advantage of your passport, your Western salary, it seems like this is what 1990s America looked like in its heyday, maybe 80s. This is what some of the more golden years of, you know, societies back west were like. Very clean, very safe. Look at all this, man. This is a Sunday, by the way. This place is dead. But when it's packed with people, you see people on their bikes riding everywhere, scooters, families. They're probably all walking within the park there. I want to avoid that because that's the long way to get to where we're going. I may take that way back. We'll see. But it's nothing like what you're seeing right now, at least the riots in the UK. You don't feel safe there, bro. The locals don't feel safe. Imagine in your own community being overrun by unchecked migration. These people that haven't even been vetted properly. This is your own government failing security at the border. And it's causing rampant crime waves. I mean, look what happened to Sweden. It's the grape capital of Europe. They have bombings now with like grenades and shit. How insane is that? That was like the peak example of what a modern progressive society looks like. All the Scandinavian nations have the greatest models, the most equal, egalitarian of them all. Let in unchecked mass migration and are paying the price for it. Europe seems to be the bulwark with this. It's holding strong. It's not letting in mass unchecked migrants. The few that are here, the locals don't really put up with them acting up. So they seem to be checked as far as like integrating culturally, or if they create their own communities, they keep to themselves. Everybody just wants to make money, get along, not cause any problems. There's no entitlement here because there's not much entitlement to get from the government, to be honest. You're kind of on your own out here. It's not like you go out in Western Europe and you get set up with a place to live, you get a stipend every month, and it's more than what the locals are doing by just working a minimum wage job full time. I mean, how could you possibly respect a society like that? Oh, look at this. This thing is full of very sweet berries I like to eat. Let's grab some. These things are fire. They're like mini peaches. That's the place where you could go and rent some bikes, ride them around the park. I'm getting close to a coffee spot. Still clean. This is the ugliest thing you'll see here in this part of town. Or just in Eastern Europe. Graffiti. Just random graffiti. That's as bad as it gets. And most of the buildings are getting torn down and getting replaced with a new architecture like this. Very beautiful looking. It's just parts of the city are covered in graffiti, dude, which makes it aesthetically ugly. Look at that. Aesthetically ugly, but still safe. It's not like a sign of crime or a sign of being in the ghetto. It's probably something left over from years ago. They haven't begun redoing all the surfaces and renovations, remodels. It's just some of those older, more decrepit buildings that are covered in the graffiti. But that's it, dude. That's like, okay, it ruins the surface level feeling of the place, which is easy to fix anyways. But it's not like shit's crumbling. It's not like, you know, you got tents right over here next to these cars in this little mini walking area. It's just, this is all you see. All right, let's cross. Gotta run. So here's this little boulevard with a roundabout. Do you see any trash? Are you noticing anything? There's that graffiti I told you about on top of that bus stop or whatever that is, little flower shop. That's it. Another nice building. I'm actually happy I came out today because it's hot as hell the past few days here. It's been like 100 degrees. It's feeling like a cool 80 right now. Bună. Un matcha, iced matcha la pachet, te rog. Da.
19, cash card.
Card. Mulțumesc. And that's what I mean about the trash cans everywhere, by the way. Everywhere, like on every corner, if you notice. You see? Never taken public transport, so can't comment. But buses look nice. Okay, yeah, we'll go back this way around. I'll show you guys the underground. So peep this. This is how you cross the road here. It took me a minute to figure this out. You can either take this elevator down, if obviously you got problems walking. To get across here, there's no crosswalk slowing down traffic. Actually, just walk underneath here. It's trippy as shit. You go down here. Looks a little rough, as you could see, but that's fine. Infrastructure is not like you would see in some parts of America, like New York subway. This shit looks like a movie or something. And then there's the rest of the subway. Actually, I'll just take you guys. I have never been down here. Damn, it's windy. So this is the underground subway network in Bucharest. And of course you got a guard down there or whoever is showing what everything looks like. Gates to get through and catch your sub to wherever you're going. If an Uber costs like $2, $3, $4 to go anywhere, and most Romanians prefer taking the subway or the buses, I could only imagine how much cheaper that is. Probably $1 to go anywhere you need to go. And boom, we're out. And now we're on the other side of the road. Didn't impede traffic. And we're about to get to my old coffee spot. Yeah, it's just nice to be surrounded by normal people. No woke shit, dude. No rainbow hair, no ideologies being shoved on you. People just minding their own business. Look at this. Try to spot someone obese. You see what I mean? Chilling, bro. Does this look like a dangerous hellhole? This looks like a post-commie shit fest where it's full of crime and beggars and thieves and all this crazy shit that they tell you. It's wild, huh? It's everything they describe this place to be is what Western Europe and America is starting to look like to me. Unless you live in some gated community where you're completely detached from everyday normal people. What they tell you this place looks like is what America's really turning into. This is nuts. Look at this. You don't gotta worry about a single goddamn thing out here. Your woman can go out, go grocery shopping. She could be alone, getting whatever she needs to get done. You don't have to worry about some weirdo trying to make a move on her. God forbid something happens, something that ends up on the news. Nothing, bro. If you're a woman, you can walk around at night here, 2 in the morning, 3 in the morning, you'll be fine. No weirdos, no druggies, no mentally ill people running around everywhere. Honestly, what more could you want? It's not a shock to me that so many people are starting to look outside the West, where to live, places to start families, because this is what society should be looking like. I'm not saying it's perfect here. It could be improved. Obviously, there's corruption. Obviously, there's some misspending of funds. You know, healthcare and certain public services like that could be improved. But for the most part, regardless of having these problems, they're doing 100 times better than you are in the West, because you're dealing with the same shit in the West. You can't even afford to go to the hospital. If you're an American, I mean, everybody knows what that's like. Look, we'll go into the park just so you can see some more people. I know you guys like to see that. But going back to the hospital thing, yeah, good luck. Do the emergency room visit alone will bankrupt most Americans. They don't even have $400 in their bank accounts for emergency spending. Food isn't trying to kill you. People are active. Doesn't cost a fortune just to go grocery shopping. I'm sure some of the locals may disagree, but in comparison to America and its wages, yeah. Pretty much the entire park is like this. Paved all the way around, green, families chilling, plenty of shade, little shops all around, water fountains, some people singing in the squares. It's just safe, man. You don't have to worry about anything. The whole need to carry your peace and protect yourself and watch your back at all times and all this shit, there's no point here. For what? What kind of environment is that if that's how you have to live, watching your back 24/7? Let's go through here. Looks like a little dirt pathway to go back on the shortcut of the road. Yeah, a little dog park. What more could you ask for? Seriously. Look at this place. And then every time you turn on social media, it may be, you know, tunnel vision. It's maybe what the algorithm's feeding you, but it is true, man. It is destabilizing the West. It is becoming more and more dangerous to live there. It's becoming more impossible to afford, even living by yourself. All the things we mentioned before, it keeps getting worse. Like, no matter who you vote, it keeps getting worse. Red or blue, Labor, conservative, whatever, it doesn't matter. These people don't know how to manage our countries. These people are destroying the societies that our forefathers worked really hard to build. And now we're supposed to live in them in the squalor, but they still extract maximum from us in terms of taxes while providing us with very little. It's a joke. It's no wonder people are leaving if they want remote work, or I should say if they looking for remote work, looking for any way out, because how could you possibly, just dating has gotten too expensive. Now we're talking about marriage. Now we're talking about raising a family. We're talking about putting down roots somewhere permanently. How the fuck are you supposed to do that on the meager wages that got eaten up by inflation? You could still buy property here for $50,000, $60,000. It's an apartment, it's not big, but it's yours. You never have a mortgage that you're barely making or don't even qualify for. You have to rent a $2,000 a month median. It's the median price that apartments are going for now, nationwide, in America. So you have to rent that, and you barely get by, surviving, because you're getting your paycheck eaten up by $2,000 a month or more rent. Here you could buy your own place and just save up money and get ahead. You could buy a couple places, rent one out. You could save up more. For $115,000, $120,000, you could get a 2-bedroom, 3-bedroom. You could get a whole house just right outside the city. You don't have to have an apartment. You want to be in the center and living around everything else? Sure. But look at this. There's a playground there for kids. Obviously, you see another playground here for kids up ahead. Dude, completely clean. Where's the garbage? Where's the trash? There are no homeless encampments. There it is, the graffiti on the building. That's it, dude. That's the ugliest part of this place, is the graffiti. One day they'll clean that shit up and it'll be nice. But when's the last time you stepped into a park like this in a major capital in America? Because we are in a major capital. This isn't a regional city I'm in. This isn't some small town tucked away somewhere. This is the capital. Romanians consider this place the dirtiest place in Romania, filled with the worst people and absolutely congested with traffic, polluted air, all that stuff. This is what this looks like. Look at the sky. Perfectly blue. Look at that. This place is considered dirty, dude, by the locals. That's what's wild. You show this to someone in America, they'll tell you, like, wow, what the hell? What kind of rich-ass area is that? It's not. That's the point. That's how far the West has fallen. Look at that. Training for an Ironman. Nice. More families, more of what I told you. And look, cars are nice. Nothing weird. No decrepit 1970s piece of shits on the road. Nothing. I guess all this to say, don't believe the hype. Get yourself a passport. Start traveling. Start seeing with your very eyes. Guys that have been overseas have been telling you already. Get out as soon as you can. It's incredible what you could afford. And by the way, these are Bucharest prices. This is the capital. Everything I'm quoting you is the most expensive here. You go out to some of the regional places, the price is depressed by like 30-40%. And even this has gotten expensive, because if you compare it to something like Southeast Asia, like Thailand, like Philippines, again, the prices go down by probably 2-3x. I mean, guys are talking about you could have a villa in the by the ocean, right in front of the beach, for like $1,500 a month. That gets you a villa. You have a nice apartment on like the 40th floor with an infinity pool, with a working space, with all sorts of shit, in a nice high rise for like 400, 500 a month, easy. I don't know. I guess hopefully me showing you just a little bit. This is just a glimpse of the city, man. I'll be doing a lot more of these. Just giving you guys a glimpse of what it's like. Should maybe, you know, energize you into taking it seriously about learning some skill remote, going off grid, not being, you know, weighed down and chained to a company, to a city, to a state, to a country. You know, teaching yourself something valuable using the power of the internet, on-demand skills that, you know, you can just work anywhere with an internet connection. Don't know when we'll see some riots like that's going on in the West. Don't know when there's going to be some destabilization, some crazy shit happening. For the moment, people here are just discontent with the way the government's running things. It could always be better, but that's everywhere in the world. If they try to do something that's super corrupt, the people will protest for that. But there's nothing like socially destabilizing about this place. There isn't racial tensions. There isn't religious tensions. There isn't a crime element just rampant in the city. As you can see, it's fucking clean as shit. Look. Nice cars. People are chilling. Dudes delivering food. Where's the depravity? Where's the degeneracy? Where are the tents? Look, there is not a single fucking tent anywhere. Trash cans everywhere. Obese people, nowhere. You may run into an overweight person here and there, but they typically tend to be older. Someone's grandma or something. And even then, it's completely restrained. It's like considered a healthy weight in America these days. Look at these guys. If you could see with the reflection, a bunch of crabs in there. Yeah, so basically only edited out maybe some of the slow parts of the video walking. There's nothing happening, but you've seen basically everybody come across walking around, just so you can see what obesity looks like overseas, what rainbow ideologies look like overseas, at least in this part of the world. Very reminiscent of Dubai. More conservative in ideology. I don't even want to call it conservative, bro. It's just normal. Rooted in science, rooted in biology, rooted in reality. Little lake view on this side. I guess a little drainage going into a different part of the city. Currently draining somewhere. Looking gross, would not get in there. No thanks. Hope you guys like the matcha tour. See what Bucharest is like, a little piece of it, a little bit of life overseas. You draw some conclusions about how different this place looks, feels, compared to where you're at, compared to maybe what you've been told. This is just one little tiny neighborhood we walked in, but a lot of this place looks like this. It's shocking. And again, I haven't even started exploring, because from what I've heard, some of the smaller towns, the regional cities, are far more beautiful than this and far safer, which is already crazy enough to say. I think Romania has, as far as like the top 50 safest cities in America, or sorry, top 50 safest cities in Europe, they have 3 or 4 of them. Bucharest being like, I think, somewhere in the top 50, but then they have Cluj and Brașov in the top 20. One is in the top 10 safest cities in all of Europe. I mean, that's insane, dude. You could tell. Honestly, you could tell. Look, by this restaurant, playground, again, for the family. Woman with her kid. Simple. If you guys like these kinds of walk and talks, just showing you more, let me know in the comments below. I love to do these types of videos. Get out of the studio every once in a while. Actually, I prefer to be out of the studio all the time. But hopefully you got some insight. At least what Romania looks like through my eyes, my experience. Could be different for other people, but it's safe to say this is pretty much standard everywhere. So I guess let me know what you guys think, and we'll see you on the next one. Take care, everybody.